Good morning. I just heard the alarm go off in the other room, and I think my husband just got woken up. I myself have been up for a while, so good morning, good morning. Happy Mondays. Happy Mondays. What was that song they did? I'm thinking of The Farm, Step On, Happy Mondays. The guy, Bez, with the maracas, but whatever. Cat Ruby, Cat and Cat Mama. Look at the kitties. I get the kitty ladies. Nice to see you. And Miss Julie and Tracy and J-Bro. Pardon me, I'm going to take off my my flip-flops. They're just kind of sticking to my feet right now. And if you know, if you know, you know. I tend to flip my shoes off around the house. So there we go. Good morning. Happy Monday. My goodness. I was walking back from, and this is funny, I'm getting better at this. So I am going to and I was calling it like a weightlifting class, and then I was calling it like a weight training class. No. Good morning, Barb J in Texas. I am Beth. I am in Pennsylvania at the moment. Monday. Yes, Cat Mama. And I was walking back from get this, I love the name of this class. I'm going to remember it because it's just now it hits. Strength training. Not weightlifting, not whatever. Oh, I got to lift this weight. I got to train myself to be strong. I got to train myself to be strong because when we were working down the basement this weekend, my husband and I decluttering, I realized how much living in a ranch house without like the up and down, because I lived in houses like, New England colonials for decades, how not living in a house with stairs has affected my strength. So now I go for strength training. There we go. That one persona, good morning. Just got back from vacation. I hope you had a lovely time. Now to put all the things away. Yeah, you know what? Why not put me in your pocket and listen to me while you're putting your stuff away? I am always miffed why people don't put their stuff away when they get home. You don't have to do it as soon as when you get home, but it's such a nice feeling to get all your stuff kind of back where it belongs. Just put us back where we belong. That's what your stuff is saying. What was that from? Like probably lift us up where we belong. Was that from Dirty Dancing? See, there's a gap in my pop culture history where I was doing different things and certain people like, what do you mean you didn't watch Footloose? What do you mean you didn't? Oh, maybe whatever. I heard those things when I was working retail and they would play the radio. So I know the songs. Officer and a Gentleman. Thank you, Cat Roby. Yes, now I get it. Yeah, some of those kind of iconic movies from that era, I was like listening to punk rock and, doing different things. So I love it. DFW Suburban Mom. DFW, Dallas, Fort Worth. Somebody else is here from Texas. You may know each other. It's a small state. But yeah, it motivates me to get working while listening. Yeah, whistle while you work. Cool. I'm glad me showing up motivates you. But, listen to me, I'm all junctioning myself. And I want you to figure out what motivates you, not just me showing up. Yes, DFW is so tiny. Well, the funny thing is, yeah, it's such a tiny state. For a handful of years of my life, I lived in Delaware. I think it's the second smallest state under Rhode Island, which is not really an island, in case you don't know. And we used to joke that there was literally 1 degree of separation in Delaware because it was so small that we used to joke that there was, and granted, I was from out of state, so I could kind of say this, that there was like 1 north-south road and 1 east-west road. And there have been things that crack us up about what a small world it is. They used to call it small wonder, but, I kid. I love it. Cat Mama is already shredding college papers. Now, there you go. Tracy's in Rhode Island. Right. It's not really an island. Huh? I was just looking at my New England map because I'm going up there in a couple of weeks. And so I may be driving through, what do you call it? Rhode Island. Here's a funny thing. I want to share something with you, Tracy, because you're in Rhode Island. I went to this cute place down near, I think I still have it on my map. That's why I want to do it. It's right near Westport and kind of on the Mass Rhode Island border. It's kind of bougie, I will say that. I'm entering my bougie phase. The Groundswell Cafe in Tiverton. I had a really nice croissant there once. Check it out. There we go. Open windows. There we go. Fresh melt in the warmer. Make it. You know what? The air on your skin, activating your senses. What does your house smell like? How could it smell better? What does it look like? We usually say when we're decluttering, you're welcome. We usually say when we're decluttering, we're always focusing on the eyes, but it's also what it smells like, what it feels like. Oh, I hate that. Like, oh, I don't like to, use that throw because it's itchy. Or what does it sound like? Is it loud and noisy? Is it silent and quiet? What's the air? Is it too hot and steamy, or is it just right? Is it nice and dry and just the right temperature? That's a lot of things. Like, we have senses and we are affected by them. Our senses are working overtime, as XTC once said. But one of the things I love to clue people on it too is it's not just like our kind of tactile, the 5 senses. Is that how many we have? 5? But it's your insides too. When they talked about like your 6th sense, like, precognition and, all that telepathy and stuff like that. How do you actually feel? Like your nervous system, how does it feel in your home? I hope it feels good. I hope you feel good in your home. I truly do. Because your home is probably where you spend a wicked lot of your time. Look at me. I'm already going to Massachusetts. I have wicked in my vocabulary. It's cool. It's nice to feel good in your home. Have you ever been to like an Airbnb or a hotel or someplace else that's not your home and be like, oh man, this feels so nice. Just getting up, making myself a cup of tea or coffee, walking around in my robe, opening up the window blinds, opening up the windows, letting the sunshine in. That feeling. That's what I love. And that's what I do decluttering, life coaching to help you get. Sorry, I realized I put my mug up there and I was just standing there kind of awkwardly. Decluttering. It's what I do. It's crazily enough. I know people are like, what? There's so many things I'd rather do than declutter. Yeah, me too. But decluttering is something I enjoy. You know why? I'll tell you all the enjoyable things that I think about decluttering. First of all, you get to see a before and after. You have a mess. If I got a problem, I'll solve it. If you've got a disorganized pile of things, you can transform it. You can create something. You can create order out of chaos. That's what I say is one of my talents. One of them is discovering and sharing, and the other one is creating order out of chaos. Those are my 2 favorite things to do. And what I want, good morning, Terry and Cynthia and Jenny and Fiery. So decluttering helps you transform, to create. You can be a creator. You can create your Barbie dream home. If it isn't like that, okay, Texas. Texas is representing today. Yeah, you're not late. There's no late. There's only late for me because I say I'll be at a time. See, you can show up anytime you want. Do not make yourself feel bad, people. In my class, in my TikTok live, there's no making yourself feel bad. Okay? Notice that. Notice how weird it may feel to not make yourself feel bad. Trust me, I did it for decades. I still kind of do it, but man, do I do it less than I used to. But let me get back on track before I fall off the tree as I did yesterday. And it happens all the time. I love decluttering because I can do something about something that bugs me. I can move something to a better place. I can decide I want to keep something and feel good about it. I can decide I don't want something and let it go. Decluttering also allows me to literally create an environment that allows me to flourish. Now, my environment of flourishing looks different and feels different than yours. That's cool. You get to do it yourself. Lord of the Rings says, okay, I had to literally kind of do that acronym saying, a wizard arrives precisely when he is meant to, or something like that. Yeah, I've heard when the student is ready, the teacher appears. But I'm like, I would actually rather be a wizard than a teacher. I'd rather be a hammer than a nail. Teachers are awesome. Do not get me wrong. I love teachers, but I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to be a wizard? Whoosh, bink, look, you're solved. Look, bing. Don't we all wish we had that magic wand where we could be like, or I dream of Genie, or like wiggle your nose, tinkle, tinkle, tink, and just bop your head, and all of a sudden the clutter's gone? Yeah, don't we all wish that? We can be that person, but we have to take the muggle way. We have to take the old-fashioned way. See, look at me. I know. No, that's actually Harry Potter. We have to take the old-fashioned route and do it ourselves, but it can be fun because decluttering is also a journey. Decluttering is like a treasure hunt, too. I have found treasures down the basement. My husband found money, like quarters and nickels and dimes and stuff. He found something he's been looking for years. A set list of when he and his band played at somebody's wedding, and this guy, Jason Faulkner, who you probably all never heard of, got up on stage, and Cliff has been with them and jammed. And decluttering helps you find things you lost. Decluttering also helps you find things that you say, you know what, I don't want this anymore, and you can let it go. Boom, there you go. That one persona says, I found two $20 gift cards yesterday. Isn't that cool? Decluttering. What else is good about decluttering? I will share this with you guys. And so just so you know that I'm not I am happily a leisurely person. I will say this, and leisure is my new word for the year, I think, because I would say I'm a lazy person, but lazy has connotations. I like to move at a pace that works for me. I like things when they're easy, don't you? I like to be able to find things when I'm looking for them and find them like that. Where's the pens? There are the pens. Where are the knives? There are the knives. Where are my, my winter boots? That's where they are. Where is that book I was looking for? There it is. I like it when it's easy to find things, that I don't even need to activate my nervous system to say, shit, where is it? I don't know where it is. No, you go, oh yeah, that's in the hall closet on the second shelf in that big black box. That's where the extra paper clips are. Easy. Decluttering makes your life easy. I realize I'm kind of selling it, but I'm just being sincere about it. Me living a decluttered life is now easier than when I was cluttered. I can find things. I can use them because they're in good condition. It's not like a dull knife. And if it's a dull knife, we actually do have to buy a new knife because the one we have now, it just doesn't stay sharp anymore. But we notice, what's the quality of the stuff I'm keeping? Does the stuff I am choosing to keep work for me? And if it doesn't work for me, could it work for somebody else? Could it? And then I can let it go. If it doesn't work for me, let me find something that does and use it and take care of it and put it away. When I'm done with it, practice the habit of putting stuff away, a habit I never was taught as a child, except if I was getting yelled at. Easy, easy, easy. Easy to use it, easy to find it, easy to use it, easy to put it away. And then when things are away where they are, your house is not looking cluttered. And I love this. There we go. Judy is saying, I've listened to you. Sorry, I just saw a bunch of things go sprawling up in front of my face. So I want to make sure I can engage with everybody the best I can. So Jin Spies says, I actually found a check that I had not cashed, $108. Okay, you guys, we're up to $148 on this TikTok Live. Anybody else who has decluttered and found something of like a specific monetary value, let's put it in the comments and let's see how much you can find when you're decluttering. Yeah, Judy is saying, hey, Judy, listen to you 2 times and have a new excitement for uncluttering my house. Yes. What I want you to notice too, Judy, and everybody, excitement is a feeling. It isn't a tactile feeling on the outside. It's a feeling on the inside. Excitement, a little stirring of energy, of possibility. To me, when I'm excited, I'm like, ooh, this could be good. And then I say, let's make this good. Ooh, that energy. That is the good kind of energy. Now, that comes and goes and ebbs and flows, but you can generate some of it. You can learn how to get excited a little bit every day, to do a little bit every day. Sometimes you will get that lightning strike of inspiration and you'll run with it, but don't count on it. Don't rely on it. Be happy when it arrives. It's kind of like being a creative person. Do not wait for inspiration. Inspiration favors the person who's already working on stuff. Okay, so I love that. But notice that energy, that gas tank of possibility will help you move forward with your decluttering. Okay, and check this out. Sia is saying, Decluttering makes me feel like I'm starting to create a backdrop for the life I want. Yeah. What does the life you want look like in your house? If it's cluttered, you're good. But if your life you want to live doesn't include clutter, that's why I show up like the wizard I am. Okay? Cat Just Me says, I'm thinking decluttered means my mind would be open to branch out in an easy, fun way. Oh my goodness, yes. That is one of the many benefits. You know, when this is why, and I forget to usually introduce myself until a bunch of people are here. My name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. Now, the reason I realized early on that I needed to differentiate what I do from just decluttering was that it's not for me, it's not just about decluttering. It's not about setting up a TikTok shop or an Amazon thing and saying, buy all these clear containers and this label maker and put your Cheerios in them and boom, your problem is solved. No, there is definitely an element of decluttering, but also decluttering your brain. Getting rid of the thoughts that are not serving you, just like you're getting rid of the clothes that don't fit you anymore. The clothes that make you not feel good because they're too tight or too big or whatever they are. Is learning how to remove the things you don't want in your life. And then you have space, the final frontier. You have space and you can choose to do what you want with that space. Now, the funny thing is to me is I will share with you this room here that I do my TikTok lives in when it's too hot outside or too cold, used to be very cluttered. I have pictures I could show you. We moved everything out of the room because we needed to paint it. I do not recommend moving everything out of a room and starting from scratch unless it is required by something else, because that's an overwhelming task if you're not up to it. Right now, this room has almost too little. It doesn't have enough in it for me. I've got a whole corner right there that's empty, but I know what's going in that corner. So I'm not stressed out about it. I know what's going to go there, and I'm psyched, and I feel like it's already there, so I don't even look at it as empty, you know? Okay, Lamora 1000 is saying, I'm going to declutter my garage this week. Very hard. Lots of sentimental things and my mom. Okay, let me help you with this. This week, spend some time decluttering, but also spend some time getting some joy in your life. Do not nose to your grindstone. You know, if you put your nose to the grindstone too long, you're going to ground off your nose. Here, look, I got your nose. Oh no, give me back my nose. I want to share this with you, though. I know that you are dealing with sentimental items because you called them that. And when I talk about clutter, I want to say this. There are 3 layers of clutter that I always go in this order. Surface clutter, stored clutter, sentimental clutter. Now, all of the clutter in your garage is stored. So it's being stored in your garage. But when you go out to the garage, you're going to notice the sentimental stuff of your mom's. True that. There it is. But I bet not everything in your garage is that kind of thing. Even the stuff that you've packed away that was from your mother could fall into one of those 3 categories. You could open up a box and be like, oh my God, like there's that family heirloom photo book that I've been looking for that's so important. Or you can open up and be like, oh my gosh, I've got 50 bars of soap because she liked Dial and they stopped making it. And I packed it away when we emptied her house because I just couldn't deal at the time. So it may not be, please, if you think it's going to be difficult, it will be difficult. If you approach it and think this isn't going to be that bad, I know I can do something here, it will feel less difficult. So notice how you talk to yourself. If you think it's going to be scary, it's going to be scary. If you think it's going to be rough, it's going to be rough. If you think it's going to be easy, it could be easy. Okay? So notice how you're talking to yourself. And don't beat yourself up and don't force yourself. Don't strong arm yourself into doing something, because then you're going to be not psyched about it. You're going to be uncomfortable the whole time, and you're just not going to enjoy the time. And enjoy it the best you can. Okay? Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I love this. Reese is saying, cleaning out my daughter's room. She's 23 and hasn't lived at home for 5 years. Yeah. This happens. I've got nieces and nephews nephew. I think I only have a nephew. Who are around that same age. So notice that transitions in life, kids growing up and becoming adults and not living in your house anymore. Your daughter's room, I assuming, is in your house, Reese. And notice that for a while there, it had always been her room. And then for a while it wasn't. And now it's time for you to change it into something you want. You know? Sentimental items, you never know. Cat Mama says, found a little brass bell from Italy for my sister who passed. Yeah, maybe she's saying, she's ringing a bell and saying, thank you. You know, maybe you're the angel who got your wings because you're doing a good job there, huh? All right, now I can't do this math, but okay, here, I'm going to write it down. That one persona found $438 of work and travel reimbursement checks I forgot to cash before going into the hospital. Okay, before somebody found $40 worth of something, so that's $478, totally writing it down, old school. And then somebody said it was like $120, let's say. Okay, so we've got like almost $600 right there. Notice, with this small group of people, there is $600 hiding there. You would never find these things. I kept on saying to my husband when he was going through his stuff yesterday, and it was a bit contentious, I won't lie. Even me as a decluttering coach, I fall into naggy wife mode and frustrated because he kept on walking away thing. But once he focused in, he actually was enjoying the process and stayed doing it an hour longer than I asked him to. And the neat thing was, he's like, oh, look at this, look what I found, look at this one, look at that one, look at this one. When you start to get into it, I said, this is the thing. And he's like, I said, aren't you glad I kind of made you go through this? Because we save sentimental items so that we can go through them again and be reminded of the stories. So you're missing out on the stories if you're not playing with your toys on occasion, the stuff that you have done. Okay? So now I see some more things coming here. I love it. Yeah, notice this. Judy saying, good to know, and I was talking about moving an entire house. There's a bit of a lag when I see the comments, so I may be going back to something. I've heard to clear out the room, and I read that recently. I think it was Tim Robbins. No, that's not the guy. There's some guy out there who says, take everything out of the room. And notice, I have felt overwhelmed to try that. So notice that feeling of overwhelm and just question it. You could say, well, I don't know, the experts say to do it. What I say is work with your nervous system. If it feels overwhelming to even try that, then don't try it. Try something else, though. Try a little bit at a time. Do I have the right mug? Oh, yeah, I do. Check it out. I made this for myself. Every little bit helps. I say this because, especially with your nervous system, dysregulation, ADHD, ADD, OCD, Abkajekuvi, Jekyll and Upper Stewart's, all the things. If you are not feeling good about it, it's going to be more difficult. If you are feeling overwhelmed, oh, hey, check it out. And trust me, I don't sell these mugs, so it's not a commercial. You can slow down, breathe down, chunk down, write down. You can slow down and say, wait a minute. Slow down your car and say, wait a minute. I don't feel like that's going to work for me, but what might work is if I set my timer and I go in and I do 20 minutes, at least I get started. The most important part of it is getting started. Once you're started, you warm up your engine. You're getting into gear. You're starting to do it. And then what you realize when you start it and you get into it, you're like, this isn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. This isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Yes, some parts will be this way. And the funny thing is everything I'm saying about decluttering, I'm actually thinking about my strength training class that I went to at 7 a.m. When I learned that it wasn't as bad as I was telling myself it was going to be, it made it easier for me to sign up for more strength training classes. I say this because this is a way you can talk to yourself that's not just about siloed into decluttering. This is life coaching. It's bigger than, life is bigger than you and me and we are not here, the R.E.M. song. It's bigger than that, and it's better than that. You can use this way of talking to yourself to encourage you to do more things that you want to do. But you're noticing how things make you feel, and if they don't make you feel good, change it. Okay? Sorry, Judy. Surface. Surface clutter, the 3 layers. I'm going to, if anybody wants to take notes, I'm going to repeat this. So listen up, spuds, if this is something you want to write down. The way I look at my clutter is in 3 categories, and they are a hierarchy of kind of easiest to more difficult. Do these ones first, these ones second, these ones third. And if you see this, you'll totally get it. Picture your own house. Think of that there are things on the surface. That's a very easy top layer. Like, when you notice somebody and they're like superficial, they're just they look good on the surface, but if the surface is cluttered, That's surface clutter. It's any horizontal surface. Sometimes it can be a vertical surface. You may have some hooks on your wall that are piled with coats and stuff, but typically it's a surface that has stuff on it that doesn't belong there. And you know it doesn't belong there because when you go past it, you feel, ugh, I really should put that away. Okay, now away is an interesting word. Away means, at least initially, is stored. If I'm keeping this place, if I'm keeping this thing, I need to store it someplace. So surface and stored, they both start with S. Stored clutter, and this is a rhyme, so this will help you learn this too, is behind doors and drawers. So it can be the door of a cupboard, it can be the door of a room, it can be the door of an entire house full of stuff. That you're storing stuff, but you may not be dealing with it. As long as the door is shut, things look good. Don't go in that room though. If I have people over, they can't go in that room. Don't open that drawer, don't open that closet. That's when you know, because you have X-ray vision. You know what's behind the door and in the drawer. So unless you can say, yeah, I know what's in that drawer and I feel good about it, what you may have is a stored clutter problem. Stored clutter, all of these things are opportunities for you to say, do I want to keep this thing or do I not want to keep this thing? Can I let it go? And the last one is sentimental clutter. Now, sentimental clutter could be on your surfaces, could be stored, but it is the stuff in your house that tells you a feeling, that makes you feel a feeling about usually somebody who is no longer here, a time that is past. Maybe you in the past, your mom, your kids who have grown. Sentimental has you looking backwards and telling a story of what things used to be just by looking at a thing. I often, because I'm at my desk, will say the story of, this mug right here. This tells me a story of when I went to Ireland. And I think it's cute because it has a little map and it has a little pointy thing here. It's not USA centric and I love maps and the old not who wander or lost. That tells me a story. Am I using it as a mug? No. Did I get rid of it 100%? No, but I'm using it for my Sharpies. So surface, stored, sentimental. There we go. And thank you, everybody. I just noticed a bunch of people were helping, but you know what's cool about that? You were repeating it to somebody else. You were helping somebody else, so that reinforces it in your head too. You know? Katie just organized a good majority of her house. 6 bags worth of trash gone. I love it. Every little bit helps. Virtual high fives to people. Oops, hit something. All right. Peter Walsh, thank you. I think that's what somebody just said. Yeah, Walsh. I knew somebody. Was it Peter Walsh? Doesn't even matter. But I digress. Okay? Okay. My husband finally noticed he can't keep a clear surface. Noticing is huge progress, Michelle. Noticing and observing and being curious and being aware, all those things is huge progress, you know? I love this. Okay, haha. Sci-Fi Nova had a story about themselves. I'm so cheap, I never lose money. But guess what? Guess what I found yesterday clearing out a pile? $182 check. Okay, so we had an 8, and that's a 9, and that's a 5. So $598 and $182, 10, 18. I'm carrying the 1. $780, you guys. It's not even 9:30 in the morning. And there's over $750 worth of money found by people that are decluttering their own homes. I could probably put a couple of nickels in because my husband found a bunch of change that is basically just change, like it does not worth anything more than its surface value. I love this. How about I also do have a box of dial bars. See, I know my people. I know my people. I am one of us. I am not somebody from the outside saying you cluttered people are bad. You need to get your shit together. No, I am in the pool with you, but I am at a different level of the pool. I'm on the other side of the pool where I'm like, you guys, it's so great with not a lot of these kids and floaties on. Like, I love just hanging out here in the calm, cool, collected part of the pool. You know? Em is saying, I'm currently 600 miles away going through my grandma's craft room. Very sentimental to me. But also feel like it's useful because I have a small sewing shop. I'm trying so hard to only take what I need. Em, it's not an exact science, it's an art. I love that you're trying to take only what you need. Pay attention to what you need, but also think the stuff you do not take with you, you can donate elsewhere that other people can use it, okay? You also may notice that you may take some of your grandmother's stuff to your house. You may take more than you need initially, but then when you get back to your house, you can do another declutter, You can then decide, looking at your own space, what I want to keep and what I want to let go of. I love what you're doing, and don't beat yourself up. I'm trying so hard to only take what I need. Good, that's okay, but don't beat yourself up. Don't be afraid of initially taking too much. You can always do another declutter. It's not a one and done. The only time it's a one and done is if you need to definitely clear out a space by a certain time, and then you need to, at a certain level, postpone some of the more granular decluttering decisions. I say postpone, I don't say avoid, but let's say, you buy a house, you sell a house and you need to be out in 30 days. You can't be like, do I want this pen or that pen? Sometimes you have to keep your eyes on the prize, and your eyes on your destination right then would be decluttering that house, getting that house empty by X date, broom swept. Okay, so notice these things. Okay, there we go. German made, my God, $2,300. I'm going to have to make a new thing. $2,300, German made is saying, this is fun. I've never done this before, but just notice the things that you find when you're decluttering. German made found a letter from vet school, said I overpaid. $2,300. Okay, I'm doing the math. That's a 0, that's an 8, and a 3 and a 7 is, that's also a 10. Okay, over $3,000, people. Just in this small group of people. What money is hiding in your house? Even if it's not valuable to you monetarily, do you find something that's truly valuable to you sentimentally? Or on the flip side, you guys, discovering the stuff that you're like, I do not want that anymore. Letting go of that. That is also something you will find. You will discover about yourself what you like and what you don't like. Okay. Okay, yeah, Judy said, I found a $50 gift card that has expired that somebody gave me for $50 for retirement. Okay, Judy, I'm putting that in there anyway, because why the hell not? I would say this, go to the place, see if it hasn't expired. They might be able to use it, but this is also motivation, people. Judy, if you had, and I'm only using this as a thing, like a suggestion, it's not, but notice when we say, oh, I'll get to it later, I'll get to it later, I'll get to it later. There could be gift cards in your house expiring. If you do it now, you may still find it. A check that is, out of date, or something that expired. Things, not just checks expire. You have food in your pantry. You have food in your pantry that's probably expiring right now. All right, so where we are. That's 13. This is good for my math. I will say this. $3,130. Okay? So, yeah. There we go. They applied it on my account, so they refunded it. There we go. Okay, Mama D, what we're doing is we're saying decluttering doesn't have to be unfun. Decluttering, people are using examples of when they have decluttered, because I'm Beth, I'm a destination decluttered. I'm a decluttering life coach. I want to make it fun for you while you get it done. And one of the things I say is people find money when they are decluttering their own homes. And already today, on today's call, I've never done this before, but over different people, so we have a running total of $3,130, $3,000, simply by showing up and doing the decluttering. So I ask you, if you went through your papers, if you went through your gifts, this is a really good thing. Somebody gave me a gift card for my birthday. I realized very quickly that I had put it away when I was putting my birthday cards away. And so I have a note to myself to say, go through the birthday cards and pull that gift card out. And then I say, put that gift card somewhere where I'm going to use it because it's going to add quality to my life. Okay, there we go. Jessica is saying, I found my late grandmother's ring that I thought I'd lost on vacation. Talk about decluttering, giving you the gift of peace of mind. Oh my God, I found this. I am so relieved. The relief of finding something that you thought you lost. You can go around never feeling bad. Oh, I lost Grammy's ring on vacation. You can say, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I found it. You never would have found it had you not decluttered. D Nice got a $600 support check. There we go. All right, we're up to $3,700. I feel like I'm on the Jerry Lewis telethon. But seriously, you guys, do not underestimate it. When you go through your stuff, you will find things that you are psyched to find. $25 Home Depot gift card. It goes on. Okay. Wait, this is so funny. I'm getting bad at my own writing here. Okay, those are all zeros. That's a 600. That's a 0. That's a 5. There's a 2, 7, $3,725, people. I don't know about you, so sometimes I have, notice how it can be fun. Decluttering gets a bad rap. I think decluttering is discovering. Decluttering is decision making, but it's deciding, I don't want this shit anymore. And taking the next step to getting it out of your house. If you can't, though, this is what I will say. This is all fun. This is all easy and it feels good. Like, yay, 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 yay. I want to, though, remind you, this is why I do decluttering coaching, because you can say I don't want it, but then you may have something stopping you from actually removing it from your house. Okay? Kim Jenner, I love it. I did this recently within the past couple months, too. So I'll share this idea. So Kim took broken gold and silver jewelry in and walked out with $180. There we go. I'm adding it. I'm already running out of room, people. Let's see. 3725180. I'm Gen X. I'm old school, and writing things down helps me. 5, and that's a 10, and that's a 9, $3,905. I bet you anything. And trust me, this is just a fun game to play. I would not be surprised if when we say, have you ever found money while you're decluttering, or a bank card, or found something while you were decluttering that you then transformed into cash, that we don't hit $4,000 before I sign off at 10 a.m. Okay, there we go. Gift certificate for a massage, $110. 110, and that's a 5, and that's a 1, and 9 plus 1 is 10, carry the 1, and that's 4. See? Boom. Notice what you asked for. I said, by 10 o'clock, we're going to get over $4,000. A minute later, $4,000, $4,015. We're just random people who are decluttering our houses. What are you going to discover? What are you going to discover that you love and you're excited about? Lights up a green light in your heart like a traffic signal? Also, notice the stuff when you go through it. I don't even want that anymore. I don't even want that anymore. I don't want that anymore. And then you can put it in the trash or the recycles or a donation bag or box. Okay? So notice this. Beth got a movie card for $45. Okay, I know that's 4060. German Maid says, found $60 in an old coat I hadn't worn in years. 12.1. See, we're already up to 41.20. Notice the fun things you will discover. You will discover it is a legitimate treasure hunt. I don't know about you, but $4,100 is a nice chunk of change to me. Can you imagine? Now, all of this is a cumulative running total, but heck, I feel psyched when I find $1. I think a quarter's pretty, I like a quarter better than a nickel. What can I say? So I say this to encourage you to not fear decluttering. Don't fear the reaper. Cowbell. Anybody? Don't fear decluttering. Decluttering can be fun, and decluttering can literally pay you dividends. What else is good about decluttering? Decluttering helps you also on the flip side. On the flip side, the stuff you love, the money, the cool stuff you're finding, the things you thought you lost, your grandma's ring, the sentimental stuff you love, then let's even blow past the stuff you're struggling with. Let's talk about the stuff that you cannot wait to get rid of and you don't. The stuff that you put in the trash when you're recycling and decluttering. The stuff that you immediately get a pile of things and you go drive it to the thrift store and you drop it off there. There we go. And here's the fun thing too. You're dreading, somebody up thread was dreading going through her mom's stuff that's in the garage. Okay? Old people can get wacky. I know I'm already a wacky young person. I'm totally going to be a wacky old person. So when you're going through your old person stuff, don't forget to open up the books and shake them. Maybe they put some 20s in them. Because user 34299 says, I'm going through my parents' stuff, found $100 in 20s in number order, hidden behind a picture I made. So notice, the stuff can be in unexpected places. Now we're up to 4220. Maybe we'll get $5,000 of people saying, oh yeah, remember that time? And here's the fun thing. The thoughts in your head that make you feel good encourage you to do more, move forward. The thoughts you have in your head that don't tell you a good story discourage you from even starting. I say this because you could say, oh, decluttering, it's going to be so hard. I'm so overwhelmed. It's going to be painful. You could be like, ooh, all those people found money. I wonder what I'm going to find. And it gets you started. And once you get started, you're also going to find the stuff you don't like, the trash, the donations, the recycles, the things that belong to somebody else that you meant to return. There's those two levels. I like to think of these, much like I said, and here's a time if anybody wants to be taking notes. I talked earlier about 3. It's a magic number. Yes, it is. It's a magic number. Surface, stored, sentimental. I also like to think of the 3 colors on a traffic signal as being in your body. Okay? And I say this because, except I flip mine upside down. Think of the stuff you love, the things that you're like, ooh, I'm so excited I found it. Lighting up the green light in your heart. That means movement, forward, go, yes. On the other end, though, is the red stuff. I put this specifically on your torso because your heart lights up with stuff you love and your body excretes. Your body lets go of things you don't want. That's why we have a restroom in our homes. Okay? You know what I'm saying. You know that there are items in your home that when you look at it immediately, you're like, yeah, I don't need that. We can let that go. I'm done with that. This is good. That goes in the trash. There's a bunch of stuff that fall into that category. The clutter that you're afraid of is only a part of the stuff you're going to go through. And the stuff that you're going through that is the clutter is the yellow light in between. And it's because there's a struggle between, do I love it? Do I want to let it go? I probably want to let it go, but there's a story in my head that's causing me to hang on to it. That's where coaching helps you. It just walks you through that process of why are you keeping it? What's the story? What's the words in your head that are causing you to hang on to this thing that if you didn't have the story about it, you could let it go? You know? So I just offer that to you. Okay? Good stuff. Good stuff. I love it. Sci-Fi Nova's got 2 boxes of stuff in the car ready to go. I've got some stuff that I'm going to put in the car, maybe donate today. My husband and I worked on our basement, and I kept on saying to him, because he had this thought in his head. He said, see, no, I don't want to throw this away. I said, nobody says you have to throw it away. All I'm saying is go through your stuff to check that in 2024, this is something I still want to keep. You can keep anything you want. And he did. He kept a lot of stuff. However, he also had a big bag of recycles. We had a bag of trash. We had some stuff that was going into the Goodwill. So progress, people, progress. I love it. Jelly Bee says, I have a special game of Clue. We were just talking about Clue the other day, a couple of times, with little miniatures and fancy pieces. Where could I donate it? I don't know, Jelly Bee. Are there places where people in your community play games? Is there a like a senior center or an, I don't know what you call them, old age home, or a place where kids go after school? Is there a coffee shop that people play games at? Google where to play games in, insert my geographic location here. How about that? You know? Yep. Yeah, people, notice this. I love Cat Mama says about the whole finding of money in old people's stuff is they never know they didn't trust the banks. That was, if you think about it, there's many reasons why people decades ago legitimately didn't trust the banks. The Great Depression of the 1920s and 30s. I tend to be pretty broad about it because it affected everybody for a long time. Notice that the banks ran dry. You thought your money was in there. That's why we have the FDIC now. You're guaranteed your money is going to be there. But some people are like, I don't trust it, so I'm going to do something else with my money. I have a fear that's over 100 years old embedded in me to say don't trust the banks. I have a fear that I grew up with, but it has been okay for the past 75 years to use the banks, but I still am afraid. I have a fear that's making me put money in wacky places. Just notice that when you're going through old people stuff, okay? 80s Girl Forever, any suggestions to start decluttering while battling late-stage cancer and live alone? Yes, 100%. Only get some help. Get some help. You may live alone, but you're not alone. There are people in your life that will help you. People you don't even know will come out of the woodwork to help you. If you're late stage and you don't know if you're going to make it through, I'll share with you. You know, I have a friend who just passed. We just had her, we kind of celebrated her life on Friday. She didn't even get to turn 58. This is when you're realizing stuff that matters in life and what doesn't. Don't worry about the shit that doesn't matter. If you're passing away, and I don't mean to sound like you're dying, maybe you're not. The stuff you don't want, somebody else can take care of after you're dead. What I want you to focus on would be, what are the things that are really meaningful to me, if any, while I'm sick? What are the things, and they could not be things at all. I want to get in touch with a friend. I want to call that person I haven't seen for forever. it may not be a thing, or there may be something of sentimental value, family-wise or friend-wise, that you want to communicate that story to somebody and give it to somebody. Start on the things that you love. F the rest of it. Somebody else, you can feel good about that. But just because you live alone, please know that there are resources out there that can help you, okay? And take care of your health first. Nothing else matters except your health, okay? And I say that to everybody. You, me, you, us, all of us. Take care of your health and your body. This is why, you see, did I tell you I'm not just a decluttering coach? I'm a decluttering life coach, because this is all about your quality of life while you're here on the planet. This is how I coach my one-on-one clients. This is the stuff I talk about with the people on my mailing list, and I write them interesting things and share all that. So if you like what you're hearing from me, again, my name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach. Here on TikTok, I'm Destination Decluttered. On YouTube, I'm Destination Decluttered. On Instagram, I'm Instagram and Facebook, but really those are just replications of what I do here, the videos that I do here, so you don't have to worry about following those. And I have a mailing list at destinationdecluttered.com, and I do one-on-one coaching, paid coaching. If you want to find out more about those things, go to my website, destinationdecluttered.com. And I do have space in my coaching calendar for more clients. So if you want to have some help decluttering, I coach on Zoom. I don't come to your house. But I have wonderful clients who've given me rave reviews. You can read about them on my website. And I'd love to work with you if you want to work with me, okay? DestinationDecluttered.com. You sign up for a consultation, okay? All right, back to the running total. So we were at 4220. This is so funny. I'm going to have to turn the page. Turn the page. Look at me. I'm all Bob Seger. What did I have here? 4220, I believe is my last one. Then Heidi says $25 Chili's gift card. I got my baby back, baby back, baby back. 4245. I love it. Laura says, I was going through my purse and I've not used for a while and found a $50 bill. All right, we get $4,295. See, look at all these fun things, you guys. You know, and see what I said, 80s girl for forever. Okay, worn out and no energy. Look at how many people that don't even know you are sending you good vibes. Okay? We are all here to help each other. We are. When I'm strong, I can help people. When I'm weak, somebody else helps me. When I'm stronger, I can then help other people. So take care of yourself and know that people are sending you good vibes. Okay? I can imagine you're worn out and no energy, so don't expect yourself. Decluttering in the grand scheme of things doesn't really matter if, what we want you to do is feel better. And if the clutter doesn't make you feel good in your house, then let's get somebody in to help you with it, okay? Yeah, I'm stubborn and it's hard for me to ask for help. Yeah, our friend who passed away, it was really tough for her to ask for help. I know myself too. But here's the deal. When you ask for help, you will get it. If you don't ask for it, people don't know you need help. But man, if you ask them, they will drop anything they could to help you. And it's that discomfort, that fear of asking for help, the fear of being felt as, I can't do this by myself. No, you can't. You're taking care of your body with cancer. Don't let fear stop you from taking the action to get you what you want. Fear is stopping the action. So calm down the fear. It's okay to ask for help. It's the only way any of us ever survive. We are all kind of in different levels. We can be weak and then we can be strong and then we can be weak again. So notice those things, okay? Yeah, that one persona is saying, me too, but help isn't a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with needing help. Fuck this bootstraps thing and independence. I'm independent like nobody's business. We are all interrelated. We are a pack animal. We will slow down when somebody's walking slower. We're not saying, screw you, I'm just going to go ahead. We are all here to lift each other up, to help each other up, because someday that's going to be us. And we don't do it tit for tat. We do it because it's the human, heartfelt thing to do. You help people in need when you have the ability to. And there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, Christine says best one-on-one coaching is the best. Thank you. I love this. Tracy found, okay, check this out, Tracy. Tracy found a $10 D&D card in a purse yesterday I haven't used in a while. All right, so now we are at $4,300 and $5. I can't even pronounce it anymore. Yeah, Cat Mama says people will probably jump to help. Often they don't know what they can do for you. And here's the thing I will say to you, 80s girl forever with the cancer. You can decide what you want them to do. You can decide, can you please do this? Could you please bring that to the Goodwill? Could you please, but you're the one making the decisions. You're always in control. Could you please do my dishes? Could you take my trash out? Could you bring me that thing? Could you return my books to the library? You're the one in control. You're the one making the decisions. Okay. And allowing others to help is a gift to them. It really is. It makes us feel appreciated and valued. I mean, look at, Christine just talked about me being a good one-on-one coach. That makes me feel good. That makes me show up more for you and for other people and for Christine, and to remind myself to work on my coaching skills and to become and continue to be a good coach. People feel better with the gift of helping others. Yeah. I feel that they will judge me, says Josephine. Yeah. You know what? Notice the fear, and under the umbrella of fear, as I like to call it, is judgment. The fear of being judged. What are you afraid they're going to say? If they were judging you, Josephine, what would they say? You don't need to answer it in the comments, but when you kind of get curious about your fears, what do you think they would say if they were being judgy? And who? Let's not hang out with judgy people, okay? Life's too short. There we go. Rebecca says, cleaned my sock drawer and found 9 $20 bills. Okay, thank you for doing the math for me. Forgot I had hidden it there. Got paid $180. Okay, that's a 5, that's an 8. 3 plus 1 is 4. $4,485. $4,485 is the money that people have found in their houses that they themselves forgot they had. And they only found it because they decluttered. Oh, there we go. Kat says $60. Found $60 I won at a meeting in my old purse. 5 and 8 and 6 is 14. And then carry the 1, that's a 5. $4,500 and $45 after that. All right. So, Ginny Carr says, new to the game. Good morning. We're just playing around here. We're having fun. If I took a week off work, how do I make a strategy for decluttering 3 rooms and a garage? Ooh, I love that. Okay. Just so you know, I like to have fun, but man, do I strategize like a mofo. Okay? So this is what I would say, Ginny, to you, is first of all, don't try to kick the world's ass in 1 week. Okay? Do not think you're going to get it all done in a week. You can only move as fast as your body and your brain goes, and your body and even your body is not going to move as fast as your brain. Your brain just wants it done. But your body's like, whoa, I'm the one doing work here, okay? So I have to move things. Your energy will wane. So I say this. First of all, immediately, do not take a week off of work and work. No, cut your time in half and say 50% of the time I'm off of work, I'm going to have fun. And 50% of the time I am going to declutter in 1 room or the garage. Okay? Do not postpone joy. I know I saw that, embroidered on a pillow somewhere, but it's true. You do not know how many days you have. Also, being in joyful moments of life will fill your tank so you will have energy for your decluttering. My husband and I, we decluttered yesterday and we were kind of like, oh my God, we are done. So you know what we did? We ordered a frozen pizza. We bought a frozen pizza for dinner. We're like, you know what? Let's just take it easy and have some fun. We have a frozen pizza literally once a year, and it's usually at Halloween. Okay? So pick 1 room, or there's really no right or wrong way to go about it. But if I were your coach, if I were you, I would insist that you take some time for yourself and do something you enjoy. The other thing I would say is earlier, if you just came to the show, look at me, I'm making a show, is the way I coach is I like to divide clutter into many categories, not many categories, 3 categories really. Surface clutter, stored clutter, sentimental clutter. So you could do one of 2 things. You could go into 1 room and deal with all the layers of clutter in 1 room, or you could do like a general sweep of all rooms at a certain point and say, I'm going to get all the surface clutter, like all the trash out of all the rooms. Then I'm going to go and look at the stuff that I definitely, and then just pick a room. After you get the easy peasy stuff, that one sweep of just the stuff that's easy, that your nervous system isn't being activated by making those decisions, then you go back and say, okay, after I've done that, kind of gotten stuff off the surface, then I need to go a layer deeper. So when you go a layer deeper, I highly recommend you focus your efforts in 1 room. Now I say this because one of the things I love about decluttering is you get to see the results of your actions. You get to see the HGTV before and after. So I would pick a room, and I would pick a room that is one that feels right to you. But I like to say pick a room that you are in often. Is there a high traffic room that is cluttered that you could start with, so that even if you don't get all your decluttering done, which you probably won't, because it is a not even a marathon. It is a road trip. It is a walk, not a race. You can see the improvement and notice how it feels better when you're living in a decluttered house. Also, when you're doing your decluttering throughout that week, chunk it down. Even if you say, I'm only going to declutter from 10 to 2, and then I'm going to take off that, even between 10 and 2, take some breaks. Do not force yourself. Go away, but then make sure to come back again. Rest is part of the work. Yeah, okay. So here's a fun thing. Em just said, we found $800 when we went through my grandmother's clothes. Okay, we're going to count that. Why the heck not? This is my game. I can make up the rules. 8 and 5 is 13. Carry the 1. $5,345 has been discovered on this one call when people have decluttered. Yeah, I love it. Tracy has started to carve out short blocks of time to declutter. This is my blocks of time to declutter. This is mine. Notice how I have stuff to do and I have some spaces. Tomorrow is a little bit different, so I treat tomorrow a little bit different. Treat every day differently. You're not a robot. You're not machine driven. You're heart driven. You're feeling driven. You're energy driven. You're story driven. Okay? Yeah. So notice these things. Okay. So Kimmy L says, I have cards from decades. It's hard to throw them out. Well, I'll say, first of all, you don't have to throw them out. Did you hear me earlier when I said I have some birthday cards that I got and I had a gift card kind of shoved in between them? I have a box here. See that little right there, one of those little boxes down there? Every year for the past easily 20 years since we've been in this house, I take a box at the beginning of the year and I put in things of meaning, not bullshit, not receipts and stuff, but things that have sentimental value to me. And I save them because in about 20 years or so, I want to go through them. But even saving them reminds me of that. And when you go through the stuff you saved, you're reminded of the stuff you like. Okay? You don't have to throw them out. Yeah. You can do anything you want. I bet there's stuff, though, that you have that's easier to get rid of. Start with that stuff. Okay? Cat is... I just saw that, Dana, actually. Holy Moses. Beth, you didn't see. Now, this blows my mind, people. And notice how I said maybe we'll hit over $5,000. We were at $5,345. And I said we would hit over 5 before the TikTok's out. Kat is saying, Beth, you didn't see over $500,000 in cash we found in the backs of cabinets that my mom saved. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Paid off the house for Dad. If that doesn't want to get you, shaking your books out when you're going through somebody's old stuff, I don't know. Checking the pockets. Looking for treasure. Look for treasure, you may find treasure. If you don't look for it, you will never find it. Think about that. If your mom never looked in the backs of the cabinets, or whatever, if you never looked in the back of the cabinet, you wouldn't have found it. If you never check the pockets of the clothes you haven't worn or those old purses you haven't used, you won't find these things. But if you're curious, if you say, hey, before I donate this, I'm just going to check the pockets. Oh, look, I found a $20 bill. Yeah, awesome stuff. Now, Reblexa says, I call surface clutter visual noise. Sometimes I can't do anything even till, I can't do anything until I think it's cleared. Me too. I had somebody point that out to me in college. She said, your room is a mess, but I can always tell you're about to do a project because you need to just have some space. You need quiet, visual quiet to think. So notice that about yourself. And then instead of having a visually noisy house, how about a visually quiet house or a visually whatever the feeling is you want, Aubrey Collins, nice to see you. Oh, Aubrey says, yesterday I found a match to a pair of earrings that my mom gave me that have been missing for years. Yeah, and I know your mom recently passed. So what a meaningful thing that you found them, huh? Notice that. I love it. Kimmy L found $40 in the cards. The cards that you saved, you found money. So we have $500,000, 53, I can't even say the money is so much. But look at what are you going to discover when you declutter? You're going to discover a connection to your mom, those earrings. Mom, thank you for helping me find these earrings. You're going to find money. Oh my God, now we can pay off the house. You're going to discover to yourself, you know what? I don't want that thing anymore. And then you can let it go. You're going to discover stuff. You know, I never give away without checking the pockets. Yep, I hear you. Going through my grandma's house has been a serious journey. Thanks for the live. This was encouraging. Good. I do TikTok lives pretty much every day, except for when I'm traveling. And even when I'm traveling, I sometimes do a pop-up. So I do them at different times of the day because I coach on different, time zones. So they're a different time of the day and they are scheduled. However, I like to treat my people nice. So the people who are on the Destination Decluttered mailing list know where the schedule is and they know when I'm going to show up tomorrow. I have it scheduled here. I'm not even going to look. I say this because if you want to know when I'm doing a TikTok and you want to show up again, tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day, and then I go away for a few days and then basically till the end of August, sign up for the Destination Decluttered mailing list. I do not spam you. I do not sell anything to you. I can't because you already know that the thing that I sell is paid coaching with me. You already know that I do that. What I will do, though, is I will send you emails of stuff when I feel like I have something to share. The updated schedule, extra consultation dates on the calendar, when I'm starting my podcast, when that goes live. If I've had a really interesting thought and I want to share it with people, the people on the mailing list always get the first dibs, and the people who are my one-on-one clients get all that plus even more. Okay? So destinationdecluttered.com is my mailing list. I love this. Oh my gosh, see, it keeps it. Cat Mama says, Dad hid money above the cellar ceiling at the bottom of the stairs. Josephine says, we found $600 in packs of 100 wraps and shopping flyers in my mother's house. Yeah, I have a couple of bucks tucked away myself, mad money, that type of thing. So I will look forward to this time. I used to declutter with my mom. I love it. And Casey Kasem. I love it. Yes. Very cool stuff, you guys. Yes, and Kat Robbie says to Obs, I always think that's a hello from them. I do too. All right. And M says, thank you for showing up as often as I do. I think it's really important. I meet new people all the time, people who don't know exist, people who might need some encouragement, and people who might want to, frankly, be one of my one-on-one paying clients. Who knows? Carolyn, I will let you know, my podcast hasn't started yet, but it will be called Destination Decluttered. So there you go. DestinationDecluttered.com. I'm already going over time, so I'm going to shut it down. But notice the money keeps on flowing in. Kim found $3,000 behind a picture frame. All this good stuff, you guys, okay? I will see you tomorrow. And if you don't know when I'm showing up tomorrow, sign up for my mailing list, DestinationDecluttered.com. Okay? Bye. Let me see if I can hit this button on the first time. Did I get it? Yes, I did. Okay. Bye.